Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another ice stream. Today we are showing some more Valorant, but it's a special day. It's the first game of the playoffs, the first semi-final between NUIG Griffins and UCC NetSoc Rebels. My co-caster today is Dutch Source once again.
I am excited, man. As always, I'm always excited, but this time especially so with our first playoffs game on the line. It is, like you were saying, NUIG as the second seed versus UCC. It's the undefeated first seed of Group A, so it should be a bang-over match. It should be close, exciting, shots all around. We've seen Linny and Milk pop off more than we could count on. I haven't casted NUIG just yet, so it will be the first time for me seeing them, which is also really exciting. I'm hoping they have a lot to show us. And of course, the first day that Sky is going to be available. So a lot is happening in this series today.
Yeah, of course, first day Sky is available, and Icebox, of course, has been available for 2 weeks as well. But the map picks and bans, we have them right here for you. So we have NUIG banning out Icebox first. Then we have UCC banning out Split. Then we have NUIG picking Bind. UCC picking Ascent. Which leaves Haven as our third match decider. Because this series today, ladies and gentlemen, is a best of 3. As it is a semi-final. Winner goes ahead to the finals in 2 weeks' time. Of course, next week we will, on next Monday, the 30th of November, we will have DCU versus TUD to also fill up the second half of that final match. But side choices, we have NUIG picking defense on Ascent, and we have UCC picking defense on Bind. But yeah, we will be getting into it just momentarily. We're just waiting for the teams to ready up, and then we will be starting. But of course, the games that we've seen so far we've had some bangers, we've had some complete landslides, and now we have 2 of the best teams to come out of the tournament so far. So what do you think this game is gonna be like?
Well, realistically, I should still give it to UCC, right? They have been undefeated, and NUIG has had a bit of a rougher round, just about, only losing out on one series. But these games should be close. They should be close. We haven't seen what the cross map play is like yet, the cross group play, I should say. So that also shows us a little bit of the potential. Will Group A be stronger? Will Group B be stronger? All these questions should be answered a little bit. As oh man, I'm in awe still that we have an Asian select screen. Ridiculous stuff.
Yeah,
it
it definitely helps. It definitely helps. But as our graphic says, it does say best of 2 there, but you could ignore that. It is a best of 3 for tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
And we need to decide a winner, of course. You can't have a tie and then both teams going on to the finals. That's not how this works. No Sky locked in just yet. I would love to see it. She seems very, very strong and very, very versatile. But of course, if you're not really well versed with it just yet, why would you really pick it? Stick to what you know, stick to what you have practiced, stick to what works for your team. And clearly that is no new agents just yet. We see classic omens all around. I was expecting Jet on both sides, but we won't see that. Let's fade around a little bit. Actually, both of these teams kind of show up with a bit of a different composition, right?
Yeah, just I feel the attacking side of NUIG seems to be very utility heavy. So they bring the Jet, they bring the Omen, they bring the Phoenix. That's a loads of smokes, and then not on top of that, they have Reyna to flash out as well. So, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how they decide to use all of that utility. Whereas on the defensive side of UCC, we see again a Phoenix, a Reyna, but we see a Sova and a Breach as the different characters. And Breach, of course, is very good for, you know, flashing in, knocking enemies off balance, just getting them stunned so that they can't do anything. And Sova is just information, just pure information. Which is gonna basically is probably one of the reasons they picked him, knowing that they're going to be starting defense. They're going to have to play 12 rounds guaranteed on defense, whereas you don't know how many attacking rounds you're going to have to play. And Sova is one of those defensive characters that can just control the pace of a match if he knows where everything is.
For sure. Bit of a kerfuffle immediately around Hookah. Nobody takes damage just yet. As we have a push towards the B side. They should have a little bit of information what is going on. 3 defenders ready around the corner. Doesn't expect that Karoka is getting the first kill of the day. As the push through is quick, it's fast, it's absolutely ferocious. Kills trading back and forth. His momentum picks up Linny Boy, making sure he doesn't do any more damage. Finally, the rotation comes through. Let's see what they can do. Yeldar on the side. Doesn't really find anyone using a scouting dart. But it looks like no one is being found just yet. Bit of a attack from Earlay. Slows down, but there it is. Momentum picking up 1 and Gold picking up a second. Milk, the last member standing. But we've seen that before. He has what it takes, but will he have it in a pistol round? It's gonna be difficult. Will not be able to take it. It will be Momentum and NUIG making their first mark of the day.
Yeah, very, very quick push coming out from the NUIG side there. Just took the side, took a kill, got that player advantage, and then used that utility we talked about just as we were starting up the match to just claim the site as their own, just make it very difficult for UCC to push back on, and just seal out the round. The pistol round gives them the cash bonus going into the first few rounds, so we're gonna see full full SMGs and full bot armor on the side of UCC here, or sorry, NUIG.
Yeah, it should be a little bit difficult for UCC to actually answer into this, as another B push will come through. No lurkers around, it is just pure BH. As Karok is the first one again finding, gets paranoid though. Will not be able to spot anyone out. Flash not doing just much, and there it is, Momentum again with an opening, and again the push immediately comes through. Dear Lord, they're quick on these pushes. Karok is getting the second one, and that means they have taken the side. Only 3 members available for UCC.
Yeah, Linny Boy now here, just pushing up through elbow, just trying to clear and try to get back onto the site here. Milk finds one, but Venom retries very quickly. Poco gets Milk, and then Omen just takes down Linny. What was a very possible retake just fell apart. The gun advantage just too much for them to handle there.
It's ridiculous. We haven't seen this yet before, I believe. That, like, the immediate, you know, the finger snapping, just go take the side and win. It's ridiculous how fast NUIG plays, and we haven't seen that, or I haven't seen that just yet in this competition. It does mean that a lot of the guns on UCC will be a little bit better this time around. They are facing those submachine guns still, so this should be the round. It's got a bonus round. Let's see if they can actually take it, though.
See, up just outside of Hookah. He did actually pull out his paranoia, but just decided to put it away, just not use it just yet. Tremor's going to come out and it's going to catch 3, but no one is there to just pick up those frags. Rain of Flash comes out, but it's destroyed instantly. Omen gets smoked out over towards elbow. Yeldar with one big kill onto Kero to just to win back the site, made them fall back, make them rethink, make them slow down their play. They tried the same play, 3 times. Oh, maybe it's time to change it up a bit. We're going to see a rotation now through the teleporter towards the A site. Spike is rotated over, so we're going to assume that this is the plan. Reyna is going to find one. Milk gets a big kill there after his flash goes out. Just knows that, or just heard the teleport come out and instantly rotates around to find one.
Yeah, what an insanely heads-up play from Milk, making sure that the push doesn't come through. It's a 3 versus 5. NUIG finally on the back foot. They will find each other, but it's going to be Erla winning out on that one, making this much, much harder, especially with that timer running out. Boyle is on his, by himself, trying to face 3 people, doesn't get any space given to him. And that means that it will be a flawless victory for UCC.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want in your first buy-up round. You really don't want to be losing any guns. Obviously, there was a few... Nero obviously still had a SMG, but the less money you have to spend, the better. And making UCC, lose their SMGs will make them full buy this round. But, not losing any guns, definitely a benefit for their team.
Nero was just throwing up his gun, trying to get it over the fence, but it didn't work for him. Yeah, for sure. Now we have an even fight on our hands with basically full buys all around the board, just Nero Sanity with half armor. And again, we see another B push. Let's see if it works out for them like it did the first couple of rounds. But that's a beautiful molly, getting a little bit of tick damage, push through from Poco. But Gold is going to be the one getting the opening shot. The rotations coming through, the run it back, being used as well as Momentum finds one in his ultimate. He gets a second, just pushing through this B side. And that means that the side will be taken. Milk has a response ready though. Making sure that they don't get it for free. Gets a third. Could be the ace. No, it's going to be Yeldar. Making sure that this retake is absolutely magnificent. Gold, the only one that's standing, makes it an even fight. But does he have it in him? Does he have the info? He doesn't spot Milk though. Wilhelmina, he gets it. The clutch from Gold.
Yeah, great patience from Gold there. Just spots out one, kills him, just turns the corner, and just keeps his gun just trained on the corner and just slices the pie until Milk can only be in one position, and just finishes out the round with a nice shot onto Milk. So obviously only one player surviving. Both teams are going to lose a little bit of power or a little bit of money. Obviously both teams losing a lot of players, but still, the round goes towards NUIG, and these early rounds are what you want, especially when you're going to be swapping onto the defensive side.
These early rounds have been so close and so much fun to watch already, actually. Full buys around the board, that economy not being shuttered just yet. I'm very curious how this is going to work out, because this is the first time we're going to see them walking towards that A side and taking it very, very patiently.
Now peeks out of showers, and he does manage to find Boyle. That's a player advantage, and Pokel now has to push up into B to find a refrag, and he does. 1-for-1 trades so far in this round. Big play from Pokel there to bring the player base back down to a 4v4. Just a free kill, just poked his head up, got a free kill, fell back.
Oh, Karokus is actually kind of stuck here. They know where he is, but he still manages to get one. I don't know how that one happened. It shouldn't. The rotation over towards B is actually really, really nice. Very, very quick. The response falling behind a little bit.
30 seconds
and
left.
that bomb plan should come through. There it is. Nero Sanity on the side. See if anyone can find an opening here on the side of UCC as the knives do come out. Dear Lord. Knows where they are, still has the knives available to him, loses the fight however, and Nero Sanity is still on the side, uses the paranoia, wants to push through the teleport upwards, but he immediately got spotted. Hunter's Fury, is that gonna be enough? I don't think he can find anything, so that's that ultimate out of the question, and not enough health to win this one. It's gonna be NUIG again with a B take and with another win.
Yeah, just that Hunter Fury, just unlucky there, just couldn't find the two players. The two players were actually pretty much lined up the entire time he was charging that Hunter's Fury, and he just managed to get one shot at the very end onto, I believe it was the Reyna sitting towards B long, but not enough damage onto him to finish him to be able to retake that as a 1-1. So the round will go towards NUIG.
Very unfortunate stuff, but it shows us the patience that NUIG has as well. When it didn't work out for them on A, just rotate over to B. I really like seeing that. It's a very good dart, actually shows.
Yeah, a bit of a misplay there. Just didn't hit the dart in time, and that's going to scan 3 players. UCC have an inkling of where at least 3 players on the side of NUIG are. Of course, they don't have as much surveying presence over on the B side as you'd think they would like, having something like a Cypher instead of maybe the Phoenix or something like that. So they actually can't really tell how many players are coming towards this B side. Well, Venom tries to throw his molly out, and does actually manage to find one, even though he did almost get caught out. But Nero just gets a nice kill onto Boyle down A short. Well, Linny and Venom, Yell and Gold, I think, are all fighting down B long.
One enemy remaining.
Nero is behind them, actually, trying to find anyone that he still can. should know where the last player is. It's gonna be Caro, but he loses out on that one, and that means it's only a
30
sheriff
seconds left.
in the hands of Irle that needs to stop this play from happening. 25 seconds, bomb in the sights, 1 HP, goes away, he doesn't have the info, should notice that it's been spotted, but it gets taken out either way. It will be a clutch for Caro and a 5-1 scoreline, and maybe a bit of extra gold. No, not a bit of extra gold. Well played from UIG.
Yeah, that was a very, very good round from NUIG there. Even though they lost out in the, the information game early into that round, they still managed to bring it back by taking that B site and just a few misplays from, NUIG, or sorry, UCC there, just taking fights that they, like, gunfights that they lost, just left the numbers advantage in their favor, but they left one player alive. That was Kurokas, and he just had everyone's number.
He sure did. Clutching out the round, really well played by him. And well, we've seen this strategy before, haven't we? The B push. They should know actually that arrow got shot down, that they are members here pushing through. Skull just lurking on the side, doesn't want to push through just yet.
That dart is going to give away that's at least one player over towards this side, but do you expect 4 players all pushing up long B? Well, they can probably tell by the amount of bullets being fired right about now, but Manum Gold gets 1 kill onto Irle to start off the round, and he's gonna activate his teleport. He's gonna check out elbow. He checks, and it is clear, so he's gonna walk right up, but will he get caught by Milk? Milk has a feeling he knows where he teleported to. Back to a 3v3 now. He's gonna get his flash out, but Venom's gonna kill him in the meantime. Nero walking up through has a lot to do. Yeldar finds one in the smoke onto Venom, and Nero get this flank out on a Manum Gold, and Jet will pop her ult.
Oh!
Kurokas finds him in the smoke though, and now it's a 1v1. Kurokas has his ult. They're having a bit of a headshot duel, but Kurokas only needs to waste time, and he just gets the better end of the duel. I mean, that's the 6 rounds on this attacking half go to NUIG.
That was the most awkward end of a round I've ever witnessed. I got like I actually cringed a little bit. Like, they're playing around each other, then missing each other in the smoke, getting hit while being flashed. That was such a weird round, and by all means, I think UCC should have been the one taking that one. But a lot of great resistance from NUIG, showing that, even if they don't pick the side, they are very well versed on that attacking round. They are playing very aggressive, and this B push seems to be working out for them. And this time, it's going to be UCC having 4 members waiting, ready, available on that B side. Shotgun in use, but gets paranoid, needs to walk away, gets tagged through the wall, taking a lot of damage. Going to be Poco with an opening shot immediately, followed up by Caro, getting one through the wall to push through. Gets stopped by Linny Boy, however. Still a lot of hope. What a nice little teleport from Nero Sanity, who finally gets spotted. Taken out, traded 1-for-1. Only Yeldar available, but it's going to be a very, very hard retake for him. Trying to get all the info that he can, but it doesn't matter. Only at that sub, of course, that's momentum.
That round just didn't go UCC's way. They just walked basically onto the site. Just even though that 4-stack was actually towards that bomb site, they just couldn't win the duels. And you're not going to win a game just by stacking the site if you can't win your.
Just aim well.
If only it was as easy as just aiming and holding down the trigger, but sadly that isn't a thing. So we're gonna have to see how UCC decide to change up their strats a little bit. We know Linny Boy and Milk are both 2 big players for the side of for UCC. We've seen them play phenomenally before, so we just need to see if they can just turn it on here and just get back to the the level that we've seen them at before. 4 players from the side of NUIG are over towards that A short position, and I believe that Irle actually got information there and just decided, you know what, that's a bit too much for me, let's fall back. So he's just gonna sit, gonna wait, and we're gonna have to see how they decide to play this out, whether they're actually gonna go to A. The runner back's gonna come out, and he's got a peek and get one. He spots two, and he gets the second as well. Irle gets the third.
One enemy remaining.
Geldarb gets the fourth, and it looks like it's gonna be a team ace at this stage.
Very much should be, but I wouldn't give up hope just yet as Pokal. With that Reyna having a lot of health still available, so could do something spicy. Gets paranoid, so doesn't have anything to work with. Flashed as well. 2 members on his side. He doesn't get it. It's gonna be Nero, almost a flawless. And finally, we see another response from UCC, taking a map for themselves, making sure it doesn't get too far out of hand before they swap over to the attacking side.
Now you'll notice a difference in pace that round. NUIG took their time. They just tried to go for more of a setup-orientated play on the A-bomb site. And it looked like UCC kind of had a strategy to stop that kind of attack. They were ready for it. They just basically just sat back and let them kind of, rather than letting them walk into them, they brought the fight to them when they weren't expecting it. So NUIG just weren't ready for that fight when that happened, and those 2 kills come out from Linnyboy, followed up by the third by Irle, and then you're down to 2v5, and then what do you do?
Apparently you lose the round, which is a bit unfortunate. This time they still have 5 members up and available, as Milk picks up 2 in a row.
Yeah, that double stack angled right behind the smoke, and Huga just playing very well for the side of UCC there. They're back to a 3v5. This is exactly what we were saying a few rounds ago. They need to turn on. They need to realize this is the semifinals. This is it. Like, it's either do or die. So they need to start pulling some rounds out. Otherwise, their defensive or their attacking half is going to be a little bit more of a struggle. But the fake teleport comes out
twice. But they know, actually. They realize what has happened. They're staying in there. It's a 2 versus 3. They should be able to defend. They realize now, but it's gonna be Nero and Linny! They know exactly what was happening. They were ready. And they get another flawless for their team.
Yeah, this is the UCC we expected to start off this game. The last, when that 5-round streak came out for NUIG, we were saying, where is Linny? Where is Milk? This isn't normal. And now they finally kind of got into their groove, and we're finally starting to see the UCC we're used to.
It is also NUIG also just completely going all guns blazing, playing very quick, and when it doesn't work out, making sure that they take a step back and try again. Like, the gameplay we've seen so far has been the best we've seen this tournament, and there we go again, a 4-man push, but Milk actually responds to it. Milk responds to it very well. He almost gets the ace, only needs 1 more. It gets stolen by Nero, but it doesn't matter because they win another round. That was disgusting.
You can't be losing those 1v4s, but that's exactly what Reyna is made to do. She is made to be that character that can, peek a bit aggressively, find a kill, and then take that immortality to sneak away. But she used that immortality to just stay in the corner, just stay right in front of them and bait them out, basically. 3 players all spraying at someone immortal. They all ran out of ammo when she came out of the immortality, and Linny managed to pick up 3 more. And the ace probably would have been his as well if it would have been left for him.
Bit unfortunate, but man, that was delicious. That's how I like my Milk, man. That was so well played by him. And we immediately see a response as the running back is gonna be used. Gonna find one immediately, momentum, making sure that ultimate is being used properly. Doesn't get any more information, however. As Caro knows that someone is up there. Gets tagged a little bit, but Nero Sanity's behind them. They realize that immediately. What a great response from NUIG after that round. They make sure that they still have their hands in this game.
And he isn't going to make it easy for them. He finds one onto Pokal. Caro finds another onto Yell. But Linny knows exactly where Caro is. It's a 1 versus 3 now. He has to get an ace in the round to win it out. The timer's starting to tick down. He doesn't have time. And he's got to, just get taken down there by Boyle, who was waiting in showers.
Switching sides.
Half has been met, so we do have a side swap, meaning attack will go over to UCC, and it will be a defensive NUIG. And to me, this is where it gets interesting, right? Well, from what I have seen from NUIG is, yes, they've shown patience, but primarily is that they just want to push through, get a side, and win off of that one. Now they're on the defensive side. How are they gonna respond to how UCC is playing? Do they have the same kind of answers, or are they gonna be stuck here? It's gonna be an intense couple of first rounds, and I'm really curious how these are going to be played out. A whole lot of information gathered from either of these teams, as they are looking for an opening on that A side. They have realized it, so immediately they are walking over. Flash comes through, but the smoke stops them from doing any more damage. See if that bomb should get planted. Surely there's Nero 70 starting that one out. Gold, however, finds the first kill. So the spike gets planted, that puts him on the timer. Yeldar getting on with the shock dart. Gold making a lot of work, making sure that his team isn't on the back foot of that one, and that means that it's just gonna be Milk, and he's not gonna be able to defend that. Momentum picking that one up. The fuse comes through. First round goes over to NYG. For now, that was exactly what I expected. For an aggressive defense, we saw the immediate rotation going over from NYG, where normally some teams would decide to maybe stick one more on the side. NYG just says, no, we know we have all the information that we need. We know they're coming towards that A. Just rotate over, and they did. Yet the response was quick. Then, of course, it was Gold doing a lot of work for his team, and that means that they're going to swap it up a little bit. So they are pushing towards that B side. Good headshot from Linny. Picks up the first. That is very crucial in rounds like these. They only have those sidearms available to them. They do not have those submachine guns, making it a lot harder to push through these rounds. Teleports being taken. Immediate response as well from NUIG going to that A side, but it should be first Karokis with a response. He has the submachine gun, finds one, not gonna get a second one, dashes away to safety. As Boyle picks one up, and there it is! The firing squad having those submachine guns doing a lot of work. Yeldar being the sole survivor, wants to get a bit of info, wants to get a bit more kills. Not gonna be able to get one though, however, as Boyle picks up a headshot for himself.
Yeah, very quick round there. Bringing the scoreline to 10-4 for NUFG. If you were trying to set the tone for a best of 3, this is definitely the way to do it. On your map pick, no less, as well. So, we're gonna have to see whether UCC can manage to either pull this game back or figure out what they did wrong in this game before map 2.
Only 3 more rounds. You know, that they have, that they can make mistakes too realistically, because you don't really want to get into that overtime. It will be very hard for them. Again, they decide to look towards that B side. But just Milk actually on the side, trying to find out anyone who's left on A. Making sure that those rotations won't come easy.
Look at the spread of players from UCC here. This is something we didn't really see come out on the NUIG side very much. They were very stacked up, very push heavy, where they were trying to get onto the sites with the timer even broke a minute. And you can see NUIG or UCC are deciding to take their attack a bit slower. They're spreading players out. They're trying to see if they can just find an NUIG player making a mistake. Because once they find that mistake, it may be there for the rest of the game. And not only that, but it could open a bomb site for a round. Milk is going to give away his position, though, on the B bomb site, or on the A bomb site. So we're going to have to see whether they know it is... The bomb is over towards B, as we see the rest of the UCC players now start to rotate over. Bomb is going to start. Bomb is still at hookah. One player is going to fall, but they have not backed down just yet.
30 seconds left.
Nero here's one to his left. He's getting ready, but he walks into a tripwire, which is going to throw him off a little bit there. Pokel finally finds one onto, I believe it was Boyle or Venom there. I'm not actually too sure. But it's back to a 3v3 as bombs goes down.
Seems like they're
I'm gonna get too much use there, but Milk's starting to flag up behind. He's trying to find anything he can. He finds one at Kurokus. It's all down to a 2 versus 3. Two of the players, or Arena on the Pokel on the side of NUIG isn't really looking too healthy at the moment, but she manages to overheal herself back up, and then Pokel finds another onto Milk. It's all down to a 2v1. Manum Gold has got to find the final onto Yell, and it's going to be another round for NUIG just when we thought UCC had that round in the bag.
These are the kind of rounds that UCC need to finish out. You need to win these, or else you're not gonna make it, especially not when your scoreline looks like this. You can't make this kind of mistakes in a semi-finals like this. Unfortunately, it did happen. I hope he can regrasp himself, you know, make sure that these kind of plays, you know, work out next time, that they win those 3v2s. Because it's just so unfortunate, right? NUIG, of course, having a very, very good response, making sure that they win those shots, makes it very hard for UCC to, clearly to finish out these rounds.
Well, look at the change of pace from UCC here. They've gone up for a 5-stack over towards the A-bomb side. Milk is in showers, but 4 players are pushing up short. We still have the Spike sitting back, just waiting for him, watching for any rotations. But Lenny finds a quick flick onto Manum and Venom. And then also Molly's out Pokel to leave it down to a 1v3. But Spike is going to get planted, and it's a big round for Boyle here.
Now, make sure, UCC, that you win these. Boyle could just as well win it for his team. He gets spotted out, so a bit of information being taken as Milk and Boyle trade a little bit of damage back and forth. Nice rotation from Milk. It wasn't enough to throw Boyle off, but he only has 30 HP available to him. He is on a timer. He needs to push this through, but he just doesn't have the information. I think he's going to decide to just save his gun, make sure it doesn't get picked off, and let the round go over to UCC.
Yeah, safe choice from Boyle there. Doesn't have enough info. If he had an extra maybe 10 to 20 seconds on that clock, he would have possibly went for it. But without the info on where the players are, just can't really go for it. Finally, UCC get a round together that ends positively for them. It's just it was basically the patience from Linny there. Just to, you know, they know where Boyle is, but they know, okay, we don't need to push this. The bomb is planted for us. If he wants to push it, we'll let him, but we don't have to take this fight if we don't need to.
For sure. He even got those skills while being flashed, so props to Linny, making sure that his team can win that round. They're still very much in this. So the run it back immediately gets used by Linny Boy. He wants to push through again with the pace. The flash is not really hitting anyone, but it doesn't matter. Someone turns his back onto Linny, and you never want to do that. He picks that one up for free. So they are going to be pushing through. Caro waiting on the side. Knives up and available. They get spotted. Little bit of information could be crucial. Molotov flash to stop Linny, but will it be enough? It will. Well, not just yet, Milk. Everyone finds each other. Dear Lord, and Boyle yet again, the lone survivor after all these firefights. He's gonna fight one. No, he will not. It's gonna be Nero, and that means another round goes over to UCC.
This is where UCC need to basically just buckle down and just grind out some rounds, pull back the scoreline to as close as they can, because if it does tick over to that 12-6 or 12-7, 12-8, whatever, they need to be able to pull it back to an overtime. So they need to just start taking up these rounds as much as they can before that round 12 comes out, or even stop the round 12 entirely and just try go straight from 6 to 13. But they're going to have to basically play flawlessly from this point on. And with players like Caro and Venom on the side of NUIG, they're going to have to play very well.
They will indeed. This time, however, they should have an edge. Look at the economy from NUIG. It's scattered. They don't have full buys available. So this could be, again, an opening for the side of UCC to get one more point on the board. before it gets to a bit of a rougher position. Nevoid decides to try and find an opening. Cybercage should slow him down just a little bit, but he just pushes on through. He doesn't have a care in the world. Is he gonna find him? Yes, he will. Liddy Boy just finds his opening, but it's gonna be traded by Boyle, and then everyone finds each other yet again. It will be an all-out brawl for who gets this bomb site. The bomb not being planted just yet. They should get on that very, very soon, or it could be very, very difficult as Milk waiting with his Vandal. See if anyone dares to push through his side.
Vulcan now pushing up through elbows, but the teleport is gonna come out. And it's not only one, it's two.
30 seconds
It just leaves
left.
Milk watching for anyone rotating. This is a very smart play from UCC here, because they think, oh, and look at UCC. They're not actually going to A, they're going straight back to B. So Milk is actually just waiting, but the timer is ticking down. They're not gonna have a lot of time, and there's still one player
10
from
seconds left.
NUIG on that B bomb site. He's gonna start hearing the bomb go down, but Liddy is in spawn.
Oh, immediately gets picked up, so Poco will not have a response. Caro needs to be careful. It's a 1v2 situation. We've seen it time and time again, and UIG can win these, but not this time around. What a decision from UCC. The balls to rotate back and plant that bomb to just have enough time and win the round.
Yeah, that was the long con for UCC there, rotating all the way over to the A teleporter and walking two players all the way back. Of course, they sent two players through that teleporter to make it believable, and Milk just sitting in their spawn was basically perfect. Just didn't get spotted out on that when they left the bomb site, so it's just going to mean that he sneaks into their spawn, finds one, then rotates back to help his team with the hold on the bomb site. Very, very big plays coming out from UCC there. This is the UCC that we really need to see for the next 4 rounds.
It's so close. It's all going on like edge work. It's just one person remaining, just 5 seconds on the clock. And Darius to run it back. Lee Boy immediately gets plucked off this time, as that should stop the push from happening. Irlo just walking forward, but Caro is gonna find that opening shot. Really wants to get this bomb down, I guess. Just pushes forward, gets punished for it very harshly. That was a bit of a no-brain play from UCC, pushing with no information, being stunned, being smoked, being flashed. And it's gonna cost them dearly. Milk finally picks the first goal for themselves, uses the Empress, but I'm not sure if that is going to be enough. Just waiting in the smoke with a Phantom. Overheal with just 11 HP, got spotted. They know where he is now. The shots come through. I think this is gonna be very difficult for Milk to answer, but he's still alive, so that means still options, but not anymore. Poco in the last 4 seconds of the round. I think.
Match point.
Was it
Yeah,
the last 4 seconds of the round?
there was about 30 seconds left on that clock there, but Milk would have had to just go very big there. The Empress, of course, popped was just to try to maybe possibly sneak back into that site if somebody was just caught off guard, pick up another kill, which would have left him in a 3v1, and all he would have to do is just tap a few heads, which we've seen him do in the past to retake that round and stop this match point. But now UCC basically have absolutely no room for error. They need to make every single play they make pretty much flawlessly in order to in order to bring this game just back to an overtime.
Having to play flawlessly and then some is a very, very difficult task in games like these. They're getting closer and closer, but I'm not sure if it's gonna be quite enough. The scouting dart comes through, spots one, but I don't think he gets tagged. Empress being popped. Excuse me. No one going down just yet. Lily Boy yet again with the push through. Wants to find that opening. He gets it, even in the paranoia. Don't know how he keeps getting away with these. Gets a second one, but finally gets traded down. And it looking very dire. There it is. It's gonna be NUIG getting the first map on the board.
Yeah, NUIG, they're taking map 1 on Bind, but that's not all the action we have for you tonight. We are going to be moving on to map 2, which was actually UCC's map pick we're moving on to, which is Ascent. And, no, sorry, it's NUIG's map pick.
I believe it's UCC's.
Oh,
but I
sorry.
could be-
Yeah, sorry. It is UCC's map pick, and NUIG has picked defense on Ascent. So we will hope. This may go to game 3. We never know. That game was actually surprisingly close. So maybe UCC have a little team huddle in the break and figure out, okay, this is what we did here. This is what we did here. This is what this player does. This is what that player does. And can figure out a way to get around this NUIG side, who were just very solid overall. Their play style just caught them a bit off guard, I think. And maybe that they've settled into a series now. UCC can kind of settle in and maybe take map 2.
for sure. It was
And we will just be quickly going to a quick break. I'm just confirming with the players that everyone is ready to go. And yeah, we will run through a break and we'll be back in 5 minutes. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we start to move into map number 2 on Ascent between our match of NUIG versus UCC in this semi-final Valorant matchup. Still, of course, joined by my longtime co-caster, Source, who I think casted 6 games with now.
This is well, 5th together. This is our 5th game together. So you think the synergy is there, but you know we're working on it. Sometimes we still have some slip-ups, but hey, I'm enjoying it. I hope you are too. That was a banger of a first game. NUIG came out absolutely swinging, especially on that attack side. This time you will see them starting on defense. But it looked like they had everything under control on defense as well. So NUIG very comfortable, making sure that they just, you know, wander out some hiccups here and there. But all in all, well played by them, and hopefully we have the same kind of quality in Ascent.
Yeah, we're not seeing too much of a change in the actual build outs of the teams here. Boyle, of course, taking up that Cypher again. Caro Focal. Actually, I'm pretty sure everyone on the side of NUIG has actually picked the same character. And we're looking kind of similar on the side of UCC, but I think Nero may be going with a Cypher. Yeah, we're going to see a Cypher come out on the side of UCC this time. Of course, their one kind of issue was they had the utility, but they didn't have any information-based operators, which just makes it difficult to, you know, Sova, of course, is a great operator for that kind of thing. But especially when you're starting defense, someone like Cypher is really good.
Yep. It also, interestingly enough, means that Nero 70 will not get his Omen. It will go over to Early, excuse me. So a bit of a swap up between the members of the team, but I'm curious to see how the Cypher is gonna work for them. And we already see a decision made by... Oh, I'm not tapped in. There we go. By UCC to push for that B side. Let's see if they can find an opening immediately.
Of course, we were just checking out that Twitch clip before, during the break, that amazing 4K spray down by Milk in the previous round. That would probably be in the ice clips of the week, of course. That was insane, but new game. We have more time for more clips. We're going to see a quick push towards this B-bomb site. Flash comes in by Linny, but Focal is ready, just knocks him down, but Milk is back and ready for that retake. Focal falls, Mandem Gold finds one onto Yell, finds another onto Nero, and Irle finally takes him down, finally shutting down that attack. It's now down to a 2 versus 3, but we do is Milk, who is on NHP, only a ghost in hand, pushing towards the A-bomb site with that spike, so they still have a good bit to do in this round if they want to win it out.
Getting a plant, of course, is pretty valuable. Getting a bit of extra cash under your belt is never something to sniff at, and if a kill does come down, it does mean that Milk will be healing up. Let's see if they do have the right amount of response. It's gonna be Milk finding the first one, perhaps. No push through, but information being given away. Milk is just waiting on that one. Finally gets it, misses all his shots. It's disaster for UCC. Oh, that shouldn't happen. The fuse comes through, and NUIG again comes out swinging.
Yeah, the option there to, you know, he could hear Caro just reloading and just decided on to not swing out for the headshot, so does miss, unfortunately misses the close range shot. Of course, that kind of angle can be difficult at times because you don't know whether the enemy is going to walk 3 steps, you know, continue walking the entire time. So you're just kind of having to track their head. And Caro there didn't actually make it very easy for him. He walked, stopped, and then dashed. So he was constantly trying to flick his crosshair all over the place, but Caro manages to find the kill anyway. And that's going to be round 1 for NUIG.
I have retrieved the spike.
Yeah, well played by them. Well-deserved victory. That's a bit of an interesting mid-play going on. See if anyone can find anything. It will be momentum. Making sure that Linny Boy falls down, and that's their main entry fragger. Already being taken care of.
Yeah, we see 4 players stacked up on this short site now, so we're gonna see where they decide to push to. Milk tries to go for some wall bangs, doesn't manage to find anything just yet. But flashbang from is gonna come out, doesn't manage to get anything, but Venom picks up a kill anyway, flashed or not. Boyle gets another, which leaves Venom and Boyle just holding this short position very well together.
Well played. Of course, was a bit of an uneven fight. They still get 1 kill with those sidearms. This time they do have more firepower than the side of NUIG. So UCC should be the ones, theoretically, to be taking this one. They have more to themselves available. But let's see if they can actually make it work. Because for now, they seem to be facing some difficulties trying to push the side. And always someone being picked off at the beginning. Then, you know, making it very difficult afterwards to retake anything else. Milk trying to find anything through the smoke. Unfortunately, doesn't find anything.
A heavy presence over towards the B bomb site here. We have a few players just out in mid, and Venom is actually going to pick up one. That flash isn't going to find anything, and Linny managed to take down his Phoenix counterpart on the side of NUIG as he falls to Kero. But it's now back to a 4v3 to see again with the player disadvantage. They still have Spike, which is just still a lot of value to them, but look at this from NUIG. They know, okay, they know there's going to be a lot of presence towards B, so they just leave Cypher just on the site, on his cam, watch for rotation. They don't need him to rotate over just yet, unless that Spike actually was to go down. So very smart play coming out from NUIG here, not overextending and losing players where they don't need to, in areas they don't need to be in. Kero finds one on TL down mid, and we're going to see the remaining players from
30 seconds
here.
left.
30 seconds left on the clock. They have a lot to do with very little time.
It's looking like a very rough beginning for UCC. They only managed to mostly find just one person from the side of NUIG, and that's their round for them. And there it is yet again. Near Sanity finds a second
10
one.
seconds
So
left.
it's going a little bit better than the couple of rounds before. Only 7 seconds, and Gold just swings to the side, picks up the kill. No shenanigans going to happen, and a 3-0 scoreline already in favor of NUIG.
Yeah, just very, very good rounds coming out from NUIG here. Their setups are just on point. They just know what they're doing. And their defense is very good.
It's also very patient. You know, you see them rotating, especially how they should be. Always always having someone available at A. Especially that Cypher with the camera, you were touching on it before a little bit. Makes it, like, it gives a lot of info for not that much risk. You know, kind of pushes towards mid, doesn't find the shot, however. But the dash only brings you so far, but all the way out he walks back to safety. Finally gets picked up by Erla, and that means Milk and the gang can push through. The cage stops a little bit of further aggression, but he finally gets picked up with the shock dart. This could be the opening that UCC so desperately needs. The spike has been planted.
When the back end's gonna come out, and he finds one, but Vocal now is still up on up above. He does actually manage to get tagged through it. Manum Gold finds one. Venom finds another, and Manum Gold and Venom just once again just walking down the bomb site. For an eco round, that was very good out of UCC, but just couldn't manage to seal it for themselves. But still 2 kills at a bomb plant, so still going to be a little bit of cash taken off the side of NUIG.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's nearly enough to do actual damage. As oh, look at that, we have our first operator of the series on Karakus. See what he can do with a lot of power. But yeah, UCC just behind the play basically every time, and when they are ahead of the play, they just let it go through anyway. It's really unfortunate to see. I'm kind of curious to see what they're gonna do to try and make sure that it doesn't happen anymore. For now, an operator is looking down mid, doesn't hit the shot, however, so that could lead to an opening as Karakus needs to just walk backwards.
Yeah, just all of the utility there, just used to just keep him away from mid. And look how quickly the UCC side have now pushed up. They're all the way up at market. which means Kero's op is pretty much just in the wrong position, just nowhere near where this fight is. And he manages to get 2 in 1 glide.
One enemy remaining.
Who needs an operator when you have knives? So I'm saying here, now the last man standing, but not for long. That was very well played by Crocus. Getting, like you're saying, just 2 in 1 glide. It shouldn't happen. Like, UCC should realize that someone is shooting to them from the side, but they were still a little bit too slowly, and that means that Caro just, picks up 2. Doesn't need to use his operator, and that means that he still has it in hand. And see if he manages to hit that shot this time around.
But a very heavy B stack here coming out from the side of UCC. They're trying to still get around on the board, but Paranoia is going to come out towards mid. Nothing's actually going to get spotted though, and look how quick this push is. The NUIG side have actually had to, start to retake the site. There's only actually one player on it, and Linny's got to take him down. Manum Gold picks up 1 though. Linny gets 2 nice headshots with that Sheriff, but has done his job, has cleared the bomb site enough that the plant can go down. Karokis has now started taking the CT position over towards B to try to catch any players rotating off. That tripwire is just blocking the site though. The run it back is going to get taken down. All on a 3v3 now against a fully bought up UCC side. Actually, no, they're all ecoing. I thought actually that a few of them had guns, but...
One enemy remaining.
All eco indeed, and all trouble for UCC as everybody yet again gets taken down, and we see how close it gets. Boyle lives on 2 HP, and that just makes it so much more difficult to close out these rounds. 6 rounds in a row for NUIG. And I don't know what to say. I did not expect this to happen. Even when we saw UCC coming back a little bit at the second half of last game, I thought, we might get a series on our hands. For now, it looks very, very NUIG focused. And they've just been playing spectacularly.
Seeing a lot of B focus and mid focus out of the UCC side. We haven't seen really too much of a push towards short and a main. Of course, having a Cypher on the enemy team would do that kind of thing, because, it can be terrifying to push it, especially when you haven't tried it. But, Kurokus straight away with the kill. Onto short, followed up by Venom. Linny finally gets one back on them, though, to make this a little bit more of an even fight.
Oh, the disgusting flick from Garo. See what Boko can do all the way by himself on the side. Location's gonna be uploaded, so that could give them enough information to decide what side to go on, but it's a 2-side spread, so they can't really decide anyway. So they have decided to go for that A-bomb side, run it back, used by Lenny, not getting a whole lot of information. Nope, might actually get it, there it is. Finds Boyo at the end of that one, goes back, heals it up.
Here.
Let's see if that will be enough for UCC to finally get their first round.
Look at Manum Gold. Actually towards the long A, and he finds one onto Linny Boy. Yellow finds one of the Pokel, so it's back to a 2v2. Manum Gold's actually quite low though, so Paranoia is going to go out. Manages to catch 1, but Hero finds the 1 bullet needed to take him down, and it's all on Kurokus. He actually drops his op for this Vandal here. We'll just be able to seal out the first round on the board for UCC.
Oh, at this rate, they're gonna get at least 2 rounds in the win. No, they take this momentum, grab it, keep hold of it, stay winning. Of course, with a 6-0 scoreline, it means a lot of the economy of NUIG is unscathed, so they're just gonna have a lot of money to keep spending on those weapons that they're gonna need, and we see even the full buys coming through very, very easily. Now let's see what UCC can do with this. They finally got themselves a win on the board. They finally should feel good. They're still in this game, still in this match. But will that be enough to make a difference? Hunter Fury gets procced. Already finding a whole lot though.
Now just rotating through, keeping an eye. I think that NUIG have a feeling it's going to be a B-focused attack, so they actually have 3 players and 1 player over to mid. Because they know the A site can actually be held for the most part by this Cypher, because that cam was just so powerful, can watch the entire bomb site and just spot out any players that just like walk onto it, and not only that, but ping them for the rest of the team as well. So we're going to see them fall back to the more 2-1-2 layout, 1 player mid, 2 player on A, 2 player on B. And we're going to see our engagement. Karo just, I think, turned his camera a bit too much to check the corner. Didn't see the player walk just up to the door. Tried to flick back to it, but couldn't get it in time. Now Erla's going to get the bomb planted.
Spike planted.
Momentum finds Milgar, and that means that it will be a 4 versus 4. We do have a bit of a low health bar on Nero as well. Let's
Look at Boyle's cam, goes unchecked, and he has full information of where the players on the side of UCC actually are. Flashbang is going to go out. They're going to start pushing, but Venom finds 1. Flash goes out. Then he now going big. Finds 1. Is going to get Molotov'd out. Finds 2. It's all in a 2 versus 1. It's all on Linny here to seal out this round, and Pokal doesn't know where he is. Gets his head taken off from the side, and that's going to be 2 rounds finally on the board for UCC. They're starting to get some stuff together. Sadly, they lose all their players in the process, though, so they're going to have to rebuy everything, and their economy is not looking the greatest at the moment.
It definitely isn't. We see some half armors around as well. Linny and Milk not having enough money to fully equip themselves, but 2 rounds in a row, nothing to sniff at. For their sake, I hope it will be a lot more rounds to come. They played it very, very well. A lot of patience shown. Now I'm curious if they're gonna try the same thing. No, they're gonna go for a B push. Push with Milk. Linny Boy actually all the way by himself. Can't really find anyone, and now the swings come through. Nothing has been given away just yet, and now Milk starts shooting, so that could give them some information. Rotate back towards B side. It's a lot of blank shots, to be honest.
You're actually seeing Karo behave very patiently. He's not rotating to B just too. They don't know where any of the players are going. There's actually been a lot of time spent in this round so far, and no damage dealt to either team. Karo misses the shot, and that's going to be, he's going to be kicking himself after that one. Just unfortunate timing. Misses the shot, and that could have opened it up. But Manum Gold is going to find one onto Yell anyway. So Milk is going to finally bring it back to a 4v4. Irle is going to take down Karo. That op just isn't working out for him today. Pokal is going to find one onto Irle as well. It's now Spike goes down, and we're in a 3v3. Pokal finds the first onto Linny. Hero now gets a bit onto Pokal to take that back. Milk finds 1. They know where the last is. He just shot. And Milk's is going to swing wide and just take him out.
Okay. Momentum building up for UCC. That is what I like to see. 6-3 scoreline. Running it back. 9 rounds in, so still well away from the halfway point. So a lot of options available. Let's look at the economy. Still very much okay-ish for NUIG. Having half armors. You see a Guardian and a full armor. Decides to swap it out a little bit. He's just trolling me at this point. But yeah, full buys for UCC and opportunities on the board for them to take a 4th round in a row. Making sure that this game stays back and forth. There is the running back immediately being popped, and it gives them so much an immediate kill.
I know exactly.
And that means that Milk is just gonna be in there. Gets 1, gets a 2nd. It's yet again Milk with those nice kills, and Linny Boy making it oh so easy with that bomb plant. Flawless for UCC. I don't know what happened between now and 4 rounds ago, but here we are.
That round is definitely the difference in pace towards NUIG's defense that UCC have been looking. NUIG have a very deep planted firmly sand kind of approach to their defense, where they have this 2-1-2. we hear a bit too much noise on one bomb site, we might rotate a player over, but they kind of work on a sliding pattern. As more pressure gets applied to one site, they slide one player over, and from kind of A short towards mid, and then move the mid player to market kind of thing. But last round just shows why that fast-paced action kind of works against it. It just is a bit too... It's just too fast for when you're trying to just plant your feet firmly and just win gun duels, especially when you just have 5 players exploding on one. And we're gonna see we're gonna see the same strat come out once again. A very quick approach to their attack, and it's gonna lead to 3 kills and 4 kills, and it's all on Boyle, and it's gonna be 2 back-to-back flawless rounds for UCC.
I said it once and I will say it again, warm milk is better than cold one, and this milk is all warmed up, pushes all the way to the side in B, getting 2 in a row, no response from that one. Even Linny Boy on the side picking a freebie up for himself. They are running it all the way back, making sure that this game almost even up. Last round before the swap as well, it was looking so dire, but we might be looking into an even game into the rounds, into the rule swap. See if they can actually secure that last round as well. So they decide to go towards A and mid. Milk again. Excuse me, B and mid. Milk again on the B side. Swapping around, but Krokus finds the opening shot, and that could mean... well, nothing, as here like immediately trades it. See if anything more will be found by them. Milk pushes through on the side. There's an Odin, he gets Molotov a little bit. Momentum. Picking up a Yell Dark. Milk struggling a little bit. He's gonna be spotted out. They know where he is. Finally gets picked up by Poco. 4 versus 2. Will be very difficult. Just Early and Nero Sanity available. And they decide to just walk away for now. I don't know what this rotation is. They know where the bomb is, no?
Oh, the bomb I think is actually down behind the wall. None of the players on the NUIG side have actually spotted out that spike. So they don't actually know the spike is down here. Well, I think that player being spotted, being found, and there the spike is now going to get found. The runner back is going to come out, and Venom is going to seal out the round. But that was almost a big blunder for NUIG there. They didn't know where the spike was. They thought they decided to rotate, and you'll see Omen there, or Manam Gold notice. Yep, that's where the spike was.
Oh, it's a bit unfortunate, but luckily for them, didn't matter in the end. That means it will now be NUIG on that attacking side, and we see how much damage they can do whenever they get all the options in the world. They can push through, they can wait a little bit. Doesn't matter. It is in their repertoire. But we also saw that UCC after a while kind of knew what was happening, getting those 4Ks around double stacking hookah in the last map. Kind of curious to see how this one is going to play out. It's looking like a B push.
Alright, he's going to scan out Kero, which is all the information they need to know. 1 player. But we're seeing 4 players now push over to mid. So it's very, they seem to be a bit indecisive where they're going. This mid push would say to me that it's probably a market attack, especially because the spike is now going back over to B main with Kero, but Irla is ready.
Oof.
Manages to find 1, but Yell and Linny find 1 each as well.
1 enemy remaining.
And it's all on Boyle. Here's 1 too, is right up in top of a site. Know where he is. And he's gonna get spotted out from gets 3 in the round, and that is going to be a great start to the half for UCC.
And Milk almost got picked out, but manages to survive barely. I think he had like 2 HP or something, and that makes it a flawless for UCC. Great pistol round from them. From the start already, they just waited it out, making sure that they weren't attacked by surprise. And that means that they're gonna have a bit of a buff with the weapons that they have, making it a little bit easier to close up this round. you want to go for that. There's the wall bang already going very low, but Yeldar gets picked up, not before he picks one up himself. Boy waiting on the side with his trusty sidearm, but actually NUIG is pushing way up there. Don't even need guns apparently. And the smoke.
But look at the change in pace from the NUIG side. They decided, you know what, we're going to take a play out of your book and just kind of walk on and just take the kills as they come. But it's going to get shut down because of the just lack of firepower, and they're going to have to replan here. But they fake ball back, and look at this rotation now. The only there's actually no player on the site. It's only Nero, and he has to hold it from Market. Smoke is going to come out, giving out that information, but as I said, Nero has no vision onto the site, so they just walk right on and plant that bomb down. If you are on the side of UCC, you can't be giving up the bomb site that easily.
Trying to shoot through the wall. Not really finding anyone just yet. There it is, Nero's Sanity picking up Boyle. And, well, the retake is actually absolutely perfect. They get the defuse. You know, they did get baited a little bit. Doesn't matter. They get the retake. They get the defuse. Still three members are alive on their team, which is gonna help with their ego. Well played. It looked very dodgy. It looked very sketchy. Luckily for them, it didn't matter. Means that there's a bit more guns available for NUIG, who don't need to, you know, keep their heavy machine guns, SMGs, Marshals. You can just go for those Phantoms.
Like me up. This is really the first round that NUIG find those. Here, it's getting ready for a paranoia. Smoke. 5 players. A bomb site, but let's see whether they get spotted out. 3 players now, all spraying at 1, but they only managed to tag him down to half. So it's all going to come down to a full-on bomb site take, because the kills are going to go towards the side of UCC as they pick up 2 straight away. Arrow trying to find another, but gets flashed out, has to back out into the other side of the bomb site. Adam Gold finally gets 1, but it's a 2 versus 1. And Linny gets 1 through that firewall, leaving Irla to take down Kero with his pistol.
It's getting rather close. You would love to see NUIG winning these. Fortunately, didn't happen. Let's see what the guns are. Okay, so it's Vandals and Phantoms. Just 1 Marshal left over from that second round. And not a lot of econ, of course, for NUIG. So they're gonna be struggling with their pistols, wanting to get 1 or 2 kills, or miraculously get a plant off. But it will be exceedingly difficult for them to really get anything going this round. I'm curious to see what they can do.
Look how passively, though, you've actually holding mid. It's smoked off. Mainly just Irla watching short, and he only has a Marshal, so he's basically going to be the first line of defense, so he has to land this shot, and they line up for him, and he managed to find 1.
The fight continues afterwards. Boyle getting 1 with his sidearm, and Linnyboy just pushes through. Maybe a little bit too aggressive. No, doesn't matter. Boyle responds, but it's a 1 versus 3. Doesn't really have a weapon to himself, so let's see what he can do. Not a whole lot. Linny getting a 3k for himself. 7-9 scoreline. It really does look like UCC is gonna take this one back.
UCC somehow just turned on the Jets, and all of a sudden have came from, you know, being down 6 rounds to being up to going, you know, 4-0 in the second half. So this could be really... UCC, of course, did ask for this map, so this could be their half. This could be the side that they wanted all along. This is what they wanted to show us, and basically this very well could go to map number 3.
It very well could, but it all depends on how NUIG plays this one out. They finally have the economy to buy some guns. And oh my god, Yeldar, he keeps getting away with that. Gets 2 kills through the wall. I don't know how that keeps happening. Now, Irla needs to be careful around the mid position. Does spot 1 out. doesn't even get traded and teleports straight to safety. He's playing this so well on this Omen. Yes, Momentum tries to push through, but he's just a lone survivor, and another flawless comes through for UCC. Only 3 more round wins will be enough for them to finish this one off and give us a series. And that will be, you know, my first quote-unquote tie I've casted. It was all 2-0s. This time it looks very much likely that it will be a 1-1 for now. And then, of course, since it's semi-finals, we will get our 3rd map. But we're not there just yet. It's gonna take a little bit longer.
Yeah, of course. You saw from map 1, NUIG can very, very quickly turn this around. And, you know, they can get 6 rounds very easily if they wanted to. So they just need to figure out what is going wrong here for their team. It's a bit more of an eco once again. They've just been on the back foot a lot of this game, which has been why they've been struggling so much. They've had a lot more ecos than they did the first game. And Caro's gonna get flashed out. Yell is gonna find 2. Linny's gonna find 1. And it's just another one of these rounds where basically NUIG are just looking for any sort of kill just to, you know, just to knock out some more of the econ. They know where he is, and Gurley is gonna finish up Boyle, which is going to bring it to 11-7.
Yellow Dart really loves this Odin. It's every time he gets his hand on it, especially on the scent, he just gets the wall banks, he just gets the long range shots. I don't know how he does it. He keeps getting those headshots and then wins the duels. But yeah, well played. That means it's 7-11, which of course is also a supermarket chain. I don't know why I said that. It just came to my mind. Yeah.
Over towards mid, just trying to find out any players, but UCC have been playing so passively on this defense, especially towards mid, because mid is one of those spots on this map where you could have very early gun duels, but if you constantly keep going for them and you keep losing, it's just not worth losing a player for. So they're just deciding we're just not going to even bother. We're just going to hold we're going to hold short, because we can keep mid control from short and know that if anybody is pushing up towards market, and play it a bit more safe. But we're seeing a lot of players stacked over towards the B site, but we're not actually seeing too much of a push right now. I do believe that Milk is in a corner, but Venom actually picks him up, which means I think this quick push is going to come out now. The teleport comes out, and Manum Gold gets behind Yell to take him down. It's now into a 3v5. This is exactly what NUI needs to do to make sure that this game doesn't fall straight into the hands of UCC.
A nice little one-tap from Karaokis, making it even more difficult for the side of UCC to retake this one. So it's a 2 versus 5. It is possible. It always is. But, oh, Nero Sanity getting one for himself. The timer is starting to run down though. Run it back being used by Ladyboy. He finds 2. How does he keep doing it with this ultimate? He gets a 3rd. Not gonna get a 4th for now. Has to run it back. The bomb is gonna explode. He gets the kill, however. Close to the ace. But no time for the defuse. And that means that it's gonna be NUIG finally winning another round.
Although, you know, all right. What I'm trying to say is, although UCC have a very good economy, they actually just tried, ran into the bomb site anyway, which is money and a gun he didn't really need to use. It just means that if any of his teammates are struggling for a buy later, then he may not be able to buy them up. But they do actually have quite a lot of money across the board. They should be okay for the time being, but if this starts to fall into NUIG's hands, that might come back to bite him.
Cover going out.
I mean, it was worth it for the clip. That's all I'm saying. Liddy played that well. Unfortunately, didn't have enough time. Yeah, they showed a lot of patience playing around Yeldarp's Odin, which I really like. It really shows them that they're adapting to whatever is happening to them, not falling for the same trap over and over and over again.
Look at the side stack from NUIG, making it They're making complete silence. No, they're just trying to hope smokes are gonna come out. Kero pushes in straight away. They need to find the kills quickly. And that molly is actually gonna block out Kero himself. Spike is planted, and we are now in a 4v4 retake for UCC. We're gonna have to see what they can find. Sova's gonna find one. And he manages to almost hit a second, and he finds two.
One enemy remaining.
It's all on Boyle, who has to stop this bomb plant. He sees the person defusing, but can't manage to get it, which brings us to match point.
One more round for UCC will do it. It will mean that we get a third map
Match point.
given to us. Just create a Valorant gameplay, but seemed like last time, a lot of things can happen in those last couple of rounds. Hopefully for NUIG, it's not the end just yet. It's looking a little bit dire for them. A very interesting strat at the beginning. They got the plant off, they got the push, and then afterwards, it felt like they didn't really have themselves set up correctly, right? They couldn't respond to the angles, and got punished for it. See if Yeldar yet again finds an opening this time, waiting around again with that Odin. But so is NUIG, playing it very patiently. Maybe Karo will be the first one to find something.
Smoke
Almost
being
gets
so quiet. Irla keeps turning his back and aiming at the wrong spot. And Karo is going to manage to take down that kill. Means they're going to start flooding towards the A bomb site, and they have actually opted to wait it out. Look at this rotation from UCC, though. They've actually opted to just leave the bomb site right open. If any of the UCC players or NUIG players would have been nearby, they could have noticed, oh, they've just all left. So they need to be a bit more careful. But Yell, there's the kill you were looking for. Yell finds one right down mid through the smoke. He finds a second. He finds a third, but Karo is finally going to take him down. That Odin has been Yell's best friend this entire game. Karo is up for an ace, but has a lot to do in order to finish out this round. Pops his ultimate. It's basically all on him to stop this
seconds
game
left.
from going to map 3.
It's very difficult for UC to decide what exactly is going on. They decide to go towards A. That could mean that it's a bit of a free plant for Karo, which could give them enough of an opening. Smartly waiting towards that
seconds
mid
left.
side, finally deciding that Milk should probably go towards B. Now the bomb plant goes through. It will be very difficult to clutch this one out, but he does have his ultimate up and available. No ultimates on the side of UCC. Needs to be careful with that flash. Gets flashed a little bit, but not gonna be nearly enough. Or will it? It will, and that means that the game will go over towards UCC, and that means that we have our last map on Haven.
Defenders win.
So we will be starting up map 3 after a short break. The admins will have to determine, using their, side randomizer powers, which side will be starting attack and defense. So we will be throwing to a quick break before map 3 to let the players have a few minutes of rest, and we will be right back. Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our final matchup of the evening. We've seen these two teams basically put on probably the biggest matchup we've seen so far this season in the first semifinals, and of course there's going to be another semifinals coming up next Monday. But we are going to be moving on to map 3 between NUIG and UCC on Haven. The admins have done their magic, voodoo magic, or whatever you want to call it, and have determined that by coin flip, I believe, in the official rules, UCC will be starting on the defensive side on Haven. We just had a player disconnect, so we will just have to wait for that to reconnect. But this has been one cell of a series.
Man, it's been fantastic. It looked very, very grim as well whenever UCC were 6 rounds behind. It was all for NUIG to kind of finish this one out, but then all of a sudden there was a lot of life seen in UCC. They took it back. They only gave them 2 more rounds, I believe, and then finished it all out. So a bit of a difference on that one. We saw, especially the one guy who isn't there, Yeldar. We saw him pop off with that Odin. So maybe in this map as well, there's a lot of walls, of course, and barrage and mid that he can shoot through. So perhaps we'll see him pop off on a gun again.
Yeah, and I was just saying to Dutch myself, I actually haven't seen Haven been played at all so far this season. It has been played in a few matches, but none of the ones I have actually casted have actually been on Haven. So this is going to be a treat for me as well, being that it's the third map. It was just always banned out because Icebox wasn't in play just yet, but Icebox, of course, got banned out first by NUIG. So finally going to see, I'm at least finally going to see Haven and not just buying Descent and Split. So
I see split fairly often. Haven, I like it very much. I know a lot of people don't really like it. I think it's very cool. I like the upstairs area Heaven. I like 3 points. I like Barrage. I think it's a very fun map to play around with. And it's very standard, right? Yeah, if you're long on, I believe it's C, where you can put your sniper down. You can put one on Heaven if you want to. There's also a short, which you can play around. There's a lot of options, which I really like. But yeah, we're waiting just a little bit longer than normal because, of course, Darp still trying to. What the hell?
Okay, I see what the issue is. So there is a common bug with the Valorant client where it will say someone is in a game even though they are actually just waiting in the lobby. So Yell has to restart his Riot client for it to finally say that he is not in a game. We're just waiting for one more player to ready up, and then we will be hopping straight in to map number 3.
Classic Riot games, I tell you. Never change Riot games. Please do, actually. Fix League. But this isn't League, this is Valorant. And this isn't just Valorant, this is our 3rd game for semi-final.
League will be coming up on Thursday with the first semi-final of...
Incorrect. We have 1 week of normal play.
I thought you were finished, but yeah, we can talk about that at another date. We will see the picks and bans here. We're gonna see pretty much the same come out, except Irla's actually going back to the breach this time. Instead of I believe he took Omen off Nero last game, I think.
Yep.
No, sorry, Irla was I am correct. I was just trying to remember who took what last game. But we are actually, I just noticed we are gonna see a Raze come out as well, which you haven't seen at all. Kero, Pokal, and Venom are all on the same. Boyle, of course, is on that cipher. It does say that 0-5 have locked in on the side of NUIG. So we're going to have to see what the story is here.
Yeah, I gotta see. They're still waiting. Excuse me. Still waiting to see what they can do to round out their comp. This is gonna be clutch already. See if that timer does run out. Someone maybe not being there just yet. then that actually looks to be the case. So, oh, I'm very curious what is going to happen. I've never been in this position
Oh,
before.
and yep, someone just didn't select the character, so oh, and we have a PC. Someone's PC completely crashed. Um, riot, riot. What are you doing? But yeah, we will throw to a quick technical pause while we wait for everyone to get readied up, and we will be right back with map 3 once that happens. All right, guys, and we are back. We're technical issues just ended. We had a brief issue with Gold's PC just crashed when we started up the game. Could happen to anyone. So we're just starting, of course. Luckily, it happened before the actual map started up, so not too much is going to change here.
Oh, please hover, agent. Oh man.
Yeah, there we go. And Gold is going to be hovering over that Omen again. So it looks like we're going to be seeing the same comp out of NUIG here. Pretty much as we have the first two matches. We're going to see Kero on the Jet. We're going to see Pokal on the Reno, Venom on that Phoenix, Boyle on the Cypher, and Gold seems to be hovering Omen, but we will see if he... that Irla is going to... looks like he's going to be taking back up that Breach role. Nero's going to be taking that Omen. Milk has actually opted to swap off the Reyna for a Raze, it looks like. Linny is, of course, back on Phoenix, and Yell has actually decided to go... Yell has actually opted to go back to Sova this time.
Yeah, of course, we saw him in combination, the Sova in combination with that Odin. You spot them over wall, you shoot through wall, you get kills. It was devastating to the side of NUIG, so I like that he decides to go for it again. And that means we are all ready, we are all cozy, we are all hyped for our last game of today, the all-deciding game. Whoever wins this will go through to ICE VALORANT Finals. But first, we're gonna have to see at least 13 rounds and hopefully a little bit more.
Yeah, this has been a absolute banger of a series. This is the exactly what we were basically hoping for. This entire split, we were just hoping for a game like this. Two teams just going back to back, one match apiece, and just to see basically who's the better. The scorelines were the exact same, just flipped. 13-7 on both matches, with NUIG winning map 1 and UCC winning map 2. Of course, Haven was the map that was left over, so neither team picked the map or the side for this map. So have either of the teams really practiced? We're gonna have to find out.
Finding out we will, as an immediate push towards that C-side. We see the immediate aggression again from NUIG, but do they win out the firefight? No, it will be Linny finding the first one. Gets traded back to get the side. They should plant the bomb shortly. And there it is yet again. That special NUIG aggression that we've seen in that game 1. Just push through, win the fight, get the bomb down. But let's see if they can hold it. Milk responds beautifully twice in a row now. Still not taken out, doesn't matter. Someone's on the side, it's a 1 versus 1, but it's gonna be Gold clutching that one out for his team. First round goes over to NUIG.
NUIG, of course, took the first 6 rounds in the previous map, so whether they end up doing that sort of thing again, we're just gonna have to see. But after taking those first 6 rounds, the actual game just seemed to fall apart for them. They just lost, I believe it was another 5 rounds in a row. Ended the half on a 7-5 and then lost 4 rounds going into the second half, meaning it brought it back to a 9-7, and then UCC just ran away with it from there to bring it to a 13-7 scoreline. So we're gonna have to see whether NUIG can keep up their level of play throughout the duration of this game and not just peak in the first 6 rounds like they did in the last game.
Oh, Nero, you cannot be doing that. He teleported on top of the boxes. Got taken out immediately. And now we're looking at a beautiful take again from NUIG. 2 versus 3 left. Linny boy vibing in the back a little bit. Gets a gun, but gets taken out. 4 kills for Karokas in that second round. It was quick-paced again. And Nero being a bit, over-eager to try and make the play. Yeah, small mistake, unfortunately. And that means that that second round also will go over to NUIG.
Oh, this is a nice spot.
First 2 rounds on the board for NUIG. They're gonna have all SMGs against some bought up weapons. We still have Nero just rocking out with that sheriff, or not sheriff, name come to my head. is. I'm trying to remember the name of the gun. Marshall, that's what it was. I was just like all of a sudden just complete blank. But otherwise all bought up guns, so that's gonna be good. But we're gonna see the Linny already have his ultimate, pop it and run down mid. Doesn't manage to find anything with the run it back, but does get valuable information on where one of the players, NUIG players, are. Two players are actually gone down from NUIG. So this is definitely a more offensive side of UCC here that we're seeing on this defense.
Boyo in a bit of an awkward position, spots that one out, but can he hit the shots? For now, he doesn't. Marshall versus the SMG. Finally picks it up. Boyle making sure this round hasn't ended just yet. He has the bomb available to himself. Trying to use his camera to see if he can spot anyone out. It's gonna be a big no on that one. Karokas only 19 HP. He's gonna be dazed as well. He uses his smoke to make sure he doesn't get picked up, and it's looking very, very dire for NUIG in this round, but Crocus finds another one. The flash is nice. Linny Boy gets another 4K. His second already, I believe, in this match, or no, it's first, I think.
Yeah, 3K and then a 4K coming out from Linny there. Big plays, big plays.
Messed up.
Yeah, of course, had to show Karokas that, you know, he's not the only one that can get a 4K. Finally bring a, you know, get UCC on the board here. This is already them doing a little bit better than they did in the previous matchup, going 6 down at the beginning. They're already only you know, one score gap, so pretty balanced so far. Venom pushes out and he gets spotted. Oh, but Nero is ready and just manages to not only kill one but tags one of them as well. Paranoia is gonna go out. He's gonna peek wide. He spots out the Reyna, which gives his information to the team, to his team. And look, as his team now has started to rotate around, they still have one player over towards B, which is a smart play. They have Linny and mid just listening for any footsteps. Look how slowly NUIG are actually pushing back here. They're just slowly making their way back to mid, looking for anyone that's deciding to push up. But I think UCC know it's not going to be A anymore after that issue. That's Sonar is going to give away their position as towards mid. And we're going to see Irlin now knows that there's a few coming. Flash goes out. He flashes pretty much all of them. And slows them down with the tremor, but he shoots the flashbang a bit late, but still manages to pick up one on his way out.
One enemy remaining.
And Linny, once again, just shuts down the round, gets another 2 kills on the board for himself there, and they keep 3 guns alive as well, so that's going to be a good bit of cash there for the UCC side. Only 2 players really low on money. The rest of them could actually buy up if necessary, so this is going to be a forced eco round out of the NUIG side due to lack of funds.
Yeah, well played by UCC, evening out the score of their 2 quick wins from NUIG. I'm curious, you know, this round, okay, bit of a force buy, so I won't count it against them. I'm curious what they do after that, though, because we see a lot of aggression very often from NUIG, and those last couple of rounds looks like they've taken it a little bit slower. Spectre up from Poco, he's gonna find one, but instead Nero Sanity will be the first to shoot.
Blinding.
See if that gives them enough momentum. Sorry. As momentum actually pushes through as well. Gets spotted by Milk, who's up in Heaven. And that means it's gonna be very difficult to actually take over this side. They decide to walk back and look for another opening, but Nero Sanity is just waiting for them. Picking another one off, and it's just Karokas.
And also, look at this. Liddy is in the exact same position he was that he rotated to at the previous round. They actually never spotted him out here because they died when they pushed through Garage. So Liddy hasn't been spotted out here. This position hasn't been given away just yet, but I definitely think they'll be checking that corner the next time.
Yeah, that works once, but probably not again. Well played by UCC, getting a flawless on the board. Really, you know, getting back at this game. The second game, the first half looked very, very dire. Getting momentum afterwards and trying to take that momentum into another good first half for them in this third map. So let's see if they can continue. Now I think we have full weapons for NUIG as well. See what they are going to try to do with it. Also, Blast does come out. The TP comes through, spots it out, shoots it before anything bad happens. He's gonna try and slow them so much, but it's not gonna work. His momentum gets the first one. Linny joins him up. So he picks one up for himself. Coco in return picks up Linny Boy, and that means it's a very good take. The showstopper only stops one. Coco show surely will not continue after that one. 2 versus 3. Anything still up in the air. Pushes through. Doesn't get spotted. Is in the smoke. Gets another one. How does he do it? It's still a 1 versus 1 though. Needs to play this smart. Reloads, but gets picked up by Karokas.
Oh, that gets picked up through the box by Karokas. Yeah, great almost retake there for Milk. Just his teammate fell and he thought, oh, I have the bomb, but it actually ended up being a 1v1. So teammates, of course, screaming at him, you know, you don't defuse, you know, there's still an enemy on the site, and stops to try find him, but fortunately, Karokas was ready and just hits him right through the box.
Right through the box, and evened out we are. What a perfect scoreline. This is exactly what you want to see. As the push through going very slowly this time around. He didn't spot them. Karokas in a little bit of trouble, but it gets straight by Nero and Boyle. They're still trying for this A push, but Milk stop any further aggression, run it back. Only brings them so far, doesn't give a whole lot of information. The flash is perfect. Karokas gets stopped, and oh, well, there it is. The Odin and the Eldar back together, making sure he gets a 2k for himself.
Yeah, Yeldar seems to very, very much like that Odin. It's definitely brought him a lot of kills in the last 2 games. So make sure you use it if you have the option to.
Seems to play very well around it, and through walls, distance, close by, he manages to find all the kills that he needs to for his team whenever he has that gun. So why not continue using it? Bit of a swap up for Saido and UIG are looking to push towards Garage. As Linny Boy gets smoked off, making it very difficult to get any information. Should have heard them go through, then spots one head. Bit of a really pushy Eldar with the Odin still up and available. Irla picking up 2 in a row, and there's Linny pushing through. What is going on with NUIG?
Yeah, just an eco round there for NUIG. Just led to them just trying to go for a garage push, but it was just held down way too well there from the UCC side. Garage is one of those spots that you either take very quickly and manage to clear the window, and you know you can start pushing towards either B or C, really, because you have control of that lane, or it fails miserably, and you know 5 players in the span of a few seconds.
Which is exactly what happened. So bit unfortunate for them. This time they do have weapons again. See if that gives them a bit more luck. Looking towards that C side. Doesn't get the headshot and gets taken very low gold. Only 6 HP from his firefight. Luckily, gets traded around by Pokel. So it's not the end of the world just yet. Hunter's Fury is available. And a Shock Dart actually picks that one up.
Milk looking for more as well, using those grenade packs to just bounce himself around the map. Karokas finds one towards A, and they think, oh, they're now thinking, okay, this is where we go out on A. Karokas setting up the smoke straight away, not hesitating, but look at this rotation from Pokel. They have Spike, they have C completely open. Will Yell know what's going on? Because the smokes came out on A, but there hasn't been any noise. So look at the rotation. UCC know exactly what's going on. The bomb is gonna go down. But there goes the Omen, and they block it out with 2 ultimates. 34 seconds on the clock. They have to face UCC, but Airlift
30 seconds left.
loses his firefight, which brings it back to a 2v3. Two players on the side of NUIG are low, though. Milk takes one on Pokol to start off this retake. It's now they're gonna have to push on. But Yell just holds the angle with that Odin. Follow Kurokus. They know where Bomb is. They just don't know where Kurokus is. Can he sneak up behind two? Does he know both are sitting on the bomb? He doesn't know that both are sitting on the bomb, and the bomb is just going to be held.
So unfortunate. He didn't expect them to both be on the bomb like you were saying. Didn't check it either. And that means that he doesn't even get the opportunity to clutch this one out. UCC going ahead further and further, just slowly and steadily on that 6-3 scoreline, now 3 rounds ahead. So we're only 3 rounds away from the side swap. They've been playing exceedingly well on this map so far. Way better than we've actually seen them play it the rest of the day. See if they can hold that up though. It's a bit of a mid-5 is starting to break out.
It's going to come out from Garage, but it's not going to find anyone just yet. There's a lot of pressure towards mid this time. Dart is going to scan, I think, 2. Darb is going to spray down mid and hit Kurokus down a little bit, but not a kill. We're actually going to see... Yeah, Milk opts to use his little explosive packs there to get up top. We're going to see Party Stopper come out, but all of the players have just retreated. He has no one to actually hit it with. He spots one, and Boyle, wrong place, wrong time, gets taken down. This Venom is in behind, and there goes Yeldar. He has a lot to pull back here. Gets spotted from not only mid, but from Garage as well. And Linny is going to just watch until he respawns from that run it back, and that's going to be it for that round. 7-3 UCC now.
I love how Linny picks up the Odin and throws it straight to Yeldar. I don't know why, but that's just so funny to me. Yes,
it's definitely an expensive weapon, but if we look at the money here, it's another eco buy for NUIG, and this is what they really can't afford to be happening. Their economy is just not good enough to be able to buy up, and it means that you can not necessarily chalk up another round, but oh, look at this. The misplay from UCC has just allowed NUIG to walk right up on site, and having all 5 players means even with pistols, this could be very viable.
I don't know how that happened, but it has. Earloud manages to find one player though.
Brokus though gets a gun off Milk, so it's even the more this goes on, the more doable it is. Nero cancels his teleport to stop himself from dying. It's now to a 1v3. But it's Kurokus that's left with that gun. Yell just sprays right through that smoke, or that firewall, to take the retake. But that was a very, very scary round coming out there from UCC. You know, that's not the kind of thing you want to be happening. Just they decide this one round we're going to go for a bit of a push, and they leave the C site completely open. That's the site that NUIG would decide to go for, and they, even with pistols, that round was doable for NUIG. So they UCC really need to be a bit more careful on their defensive rounds if they're going to go for a rush like that. They really need to decide, okay, one player on each site, and then the 2 remaining players go for some push somewhere rather than leaving a site completely.
Yeah, it was a. Excuse me.
Don't hold back.
Excuse me. That was really odd. Also a bit unlucky, of course, and a bit lucky for NUIG, managing to spot that opening. Yeah, it didn't really change much as well. The one tap comes through Milk as well, finding one for himself, and that means well, it's a 3 versus 5. Bomb is nowhere close to his side either. Empress being popped by Poco, but. Let's see what they can actually do with that.
A little bit early, but Boyle finds the rotating Linny. Or, sorry, he finds Linny on the B bomb site down long, and Venom brings it back to a 3v3. UCC don't need to be peeking these angles, but they are, and it's getting them killed. Pokol, does he see? Nero actually manages to get the kill. They've spotted out the spike now. Nero finds 2, but does get taken out finally. This round has basically gone back and forth. It's not very interesting plays from both teams, opting, losing player advantages that they just didn't really need to lose. They didn't need to peak And it's now in a one-on-one, and not only that, but they have the spike.
A bit
30
of a
seconds left.
wrong guess from Milk, but don't think it will matter too much. There's more than enough time to still play around this. It is still a 1 versus 1. Anyone's around for the taking, but it would be so nice for NUIG to take this one. Get another round on the board before that halftime.
10 seconds left.
Make sure that they get a little bit of momentum going through the pistol round. But let's see how this one finishes out. Oh, that's unfortunate.
That round really was UCC's to lose, though. From the beginning, taking down 2 players, then having it return to a 3v3 to only bring it back to a 3v1 once again in UCC's favor to bring it down to a 1v1. UCC were
Switching sides.
just opting to misplay a lot of that round. They did not need to lose that many players. They had a 5v3. Their players got a bit, greedy, going for 1v1 gunfights that they really just didn't need to beat. They just needed to sit back. They're on the defensive side. It's the last defensive round. They don't need to worry about money. They don't need to worry about anything. They just need to sit back and wait for the NUIG side to push one of the sites. But they got a bit kill hungry, started pushing up, and they got punished for it, and they almost lost the round because of it. So I really hope that UCC don't think they have this in the bag, because that round really could have gone the way of NUIG.
That's 2 questionable plays in a row from UCC. First of all, leaving that C side open, and then afterwards just kind of peeking for no precise reason. They still won the round, and that does mean that there's not a whole lot of... Oh, excuse me, it's halftime. I'm an idiot. Yeah, so we have swapped sides. See if that makes any difference. For now, it does. Poco and Vinny Boy finding each other. Poco getting a second one, actually, well played by him. Trying to find anything more, but it doesn't matter because Milk is there, and now it's a 2 versus 3. Make it a 3 versus 1. Nero Sanity still up and available. Still up and available, gets a shot, but Kurokas manages to end this one out cleanly. They finally have another round in the bag.
Yeah, I believe what you were looking for at the beginning of the last round was, there's not many rounds left in this matchup if UCC continue the streak that they were on. They only need 4 rounds to win out this match. So it really is on NUIG here to make sure that these first few rounds go their way, because if they don't, it's going to be worse and worse as UCC get around, because you're going to have to basically play it more and more perfect the more rounds UCC get on the board here.
Look at this response.
But the miss flash coming out from Linny means they have had to slow down their attack a small bit, giving time for 2 more of the NUIG players to rotate. Boyle's up in tower and just ready and waiting for that player to walk through. Nero gets tripwired. Boyle takes him down. Nanam Gold just sprays and takes down 3. A quick eco round for UCC, but another great round on the board for NUIG.
I think they heard some footsteps going towards C. The response was... going towards A, The response was immediate rotation from everyone from NUIG. And after that, it was just a massacre. They shoot everyone. Well played by them. Such a quick and clean response by them, making it their round to win. And that means that they are now in a bit of a momentum spree, getting those 2 rounds in a row. Very important at this stage of the game.
The biggest difference with this round as we go into it is, UCC actually have full bought-up guns, so if they can just survive this round, take the round without losing a single gun, they're gonna be up on NUIG, especially because NUIG are all still on those SMGs because they decided not to buy up any new guns. So it's really on NUIG here to try to pick up at least a few kills, get these guns out of the hands of the UC players and maybe pick them up for themselves, because the longer this round goes, the more it's starting to favor the people with the bigger guns.
Yeah, bomb side is completely free on A. They have taken it over. But Boyle is up there in heaven. See if he can manages to pick one off. No, a nice smoke stops them. And that means that the plant can come through cleanly. There's, however, not a whole lot of information to work with as Karokas just pushes through. Finds that opening shot, doesn't get paranoid, does however get flash. Still wants to very much push through. However, he doesn't realize Linny is just waiting. Fairly difficult. Trades across the board, 2 versus 3. Spots one on the boxes. God is on a bit of a streak. Milks. 3k 1 versus 2. They want this defuse to happen. They want to keep this momentum going. Milk gets taken out, but it's not enough. It will be another round going over to UCC.
Yeah, another round for the UCC side there. This is exactly what I was saying. Just with those guns bought up, they only actually managed to keep one of them, but the superior firepower just giving them the advantage they need to win out that round. And this is what UCC need to do. They need to try seal out this game for NUIG have any chance of recovering from the rounds that they had previously. You know, they had a bit of momentum coming into the second half. You know, with the gun reset, you know, any team could, you know, get a few rounds of momentum together just as the rounds switch over. But you really need to start settling down now and just finish out this game. You only need 3 more rounds. If you can string 3 rounds together, you win out this game and are moving on to the finals. So it's up to NUIG here to play perfectly for the next at least 5 rounds to put some pressure on UCC.
Let's see if they have what it takes. Either side, to be honest. Will be UCC finding another opening for themselves, however, as Milk is waiting in garage. Not wanting to push too far. Boko is gonna find the end of a barrel on that one. Immediately gets picked up. And that means that's already 2 down. 1 at back used. It's popped back. There it is, Yellow Darp. It's looking awfully dire for NUIG as that plant does come down. 2 versus 5 will be very difficult for them to finish this round off with a win.
And Milk just returns to that position on top of the boxes. Tremor comes out but doesn't manage to hit anything. Karokas manages to peek it and get a kill. He opts to go for the ultimate. Paranoia comes out, so he has to fall back. But that timer ticking down. If they are going, NURG are going for this, they need to push quickly. They have a lot of players to fight and not a lot of time. Karokas manages to find a second, and not only that, but he finds a third. Showstopper's going to come out to stop the defuse, but and the showstopper. Karokas actually manages to find the ace, but the showstopper is going to put an end to Karokas right at the end.
You would love to see an ace like that rewarded. Unfortunately, they were out of time. And that means that it will be UCC with another win on the board. Only 2 more rounds for them to secure that first final slot. But for now, it is all on NUIG to stop that from happening. It will have to be a 7-8 round streak to win it out and not get overtime.
Right now, if I'm NUIG, I'm not even focused on trying to finish up the game. I'm trying to tie up I'd be looking to try and tie up this series. The last thing you want is for them to get to that match point, because realistically, if UCC gets to that match point, it's going to be a very, very hard momentum switch to try to push it all the way back from 5 to 12 to be able to retake it. But Venom starts off this round very, very positively. He manages to find a player just who was pushing into B, so it's got to be back to a 4v4. But look at this, the C site is completely open. They realize it now and start to rotate back around, but that scan is, I don't believe, actually going to find anyone. Linny with the flank finds 2. It's all falling apart for NUIG here. The first game went so well, but UCC settled into their play and are just gonna look to put this into match point here.
Looking to finish this one off clean and clear with a decisive victory. They're not there just yet, but they are darn close as that match point is now on the board. 1 more round for UCC to go to that coveted final spot.
As we see the scoreboard here, you'll see Linny and Milk both on the side of UCC, just absolutely dominating this game. Just 22 kills apiece. Kurokus, the only one even close on the NUIG side. 21. Well, Darb, straight away, you just gotta shoot at a sonar dart. Gonna find out if there's anyone on C.
You're dead.
The dart falls. He doesn't scan anyone on C, so he must know. At least there's no one backside on C, so gotta start pushing out. Smoke goes down. Lenny finds two, or Lenny finds, yeah, Lenny finds two and a third. Irla finds a fourth, and if it wasn't, it's all on Boyle, and that's gonna be it. Liddy with a 4K in the final round to seal out game number 3 for UCC, and it will be UCC advancing to the finals.
After what looked like a very shaky first map, they took it back. They were on the back heel in the second one. It didn't matter. Crawled their way to victory, and in that third round, they showed what it means to be a finalist. Very well played by them. A well-deserved victory and a well-deserved final spot for the side of UCC, and even NUIG played astonishingly well. One of the better series we've seen up until this point.
Yeah, and of course that is the first of the finalists for the ICE VALORANT tournament, but we will see next week on the Monday the 30th, we will be seeing DCU versus TUD to fill up the second half of that final matchup, which will be taking place in 2 weeks' time. That is all we have for you this evening. There will, of course, be some more ICE action this week. Of course, we just finished off with some VALORANT, but following us up tomorrow will be some more of ICE Rocket League, which has been very exciting to watch, followed on Wednesday by some more of the CSGO championships. Then then on Thursday, we'll be seeing the final week of groups for League of Legends, I believe, if Dutch is correct. I believe it's the final week of groups.
Wait, I'm gonna quickly double check that. No, it's 2 more weeks of groups, if I'm not mistaken. So
yeah, so the second last week of groups before we hit the playoffs for League of Legends, and then we will, I think, be starting the Rainbow Six Siege groups this week, or there may be one more week to go, but that will definitely, you definitely don't want to miss that on Friday. Of course, that will probably be ran by myself and either Dualaic or Evan, but that is going to be it for us this evening. I have been Celtic, joined by Dutch, and we hope to see you very, very soon. So make sure to hit that follow button, follow ICE on socials, and yeah, thanks for watching.